seconds and counting.
Hey, what's good, guys? Clutch here and Timmy here, back in another video. And for today's video, I'm talking about the Houston Texans. And the Houston Texans have just completed an interview with 49ers defensive coordinator DeMeco Ryans. And at first, a lot of people thought that we wouldn't get the chance to interview him. A lot of media members, a lot of media outlets, a lot of fans of different other teams, fans of our team. It was crazy. Nobody thought we would have DeMeco Ryans being able to interview, all these other great candidates able to interview. And in the end, we did. DeMeco Ryans just interviewed today. I'm going to be going over some key points of DeMeco Ryans and why Texans fans should be super, super excited about potentially hiring him as our head coach. So first off, he's a young 38 years old, still very young, especially for in terms of coaching, head coaching. He's a young guy, can relate to the players more, able to connect, able to share some key points in the game, on the field, outside of football, create a good relationship with players, and just be a guy that's not really like a coach, but more like a friend / I guess, good influence to them. I mean, obviously that's what you'd want from your coach, but even more so considering he's younger and is closer to this generation than other coaches, maybe like a Sean Payton. I mean, obviously you could probably relate too, but he's from a past generation, probably not as much. He has coaching and playing experience. He has some good amount of years of coaching experience. It's not like he's going to come in here not knowing what he's doing. Obviously, he's coached that 49ers defense. Again, they do have a lot of talent. I mean, it's not like he's doing everything for them. They have one of the best linebackers in football, a top 3 edge in football, and a pretty decent secondary, pretty decent safety room / cornerback room. Drake Greenlaw. They have a bunch of great players on the defense, but you have to give credit to DeMeco Ryans for molding that defense into shape, helping those players get to their, I guess, full potential / growing into their potential. He's done a great job at that. So hopefully he can come into Houston and do that with Christian Harris, transform him into a great linebacker. Maybe use him as his Fred Warner. Transform Jalen Petrie into more of an all-rounded safety. Help him calm down. Help him get his tackling in shape. Obviously, that's not going to be his only job. I mean, he's going to be the head coach of the whole football team. He's not going to only be overseeing the defense, but he can help out some of the defensive responsibilities in terms of coaching. He's going to be a very energetic guy on both sides of the ball. He's one of those coaches that likes to be hands-on on the practice field. He's going to be in there like Nick Caserio in a way. You see Nick Caserio during training camp. He likes to be on the field, dressed out, there with the players, actually being hands-on, throwing the football around, stuff like that. That's the type of guy DeMeco Ryans is too. So I feel like Nick Caserio would really love him being a head coach as well. I mean, both of them have similar... I'm not sure if they share similar philosophies as much, but in terms of at least practicing and being on the field, they do in that sense, in that regard. So that would be exciting to see. DeMeco has a strong leadership type of role. Again, as I mentioned earlier, he likes to be everywhere on the field. He likes to be that guy to connect to players. He's that leader. When you're in a room, he's going to be the guy that stands out in terms of who's the main guy, who's the leader, who's the guy that players, I guess, fall back into. And another thing, he's the master of halftime adjustments. During halftime adjustments in games this season, in the first half, they may have let up maybe like a couple touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, didn't play the best of defense. And in the second half, they come out and don't allow anything. They change their scheme, or not their schemes, but they change up a lot of things what they were doing at halftime, and it works. And he's very, very good at doing that. And that goes into game planning. So he knows how to game plan a defense. Obviously being a defensive-minded coach, a defensive coordinator. So he would be our defensive-minded head coach doing halftime adjustments. Another thing is he likes to disguise his coverages. He's probably going to be running a scheme that's related to his defensive coordinator, whoever he brings from that. Maybe he brings like a 49ers defensive line coach, a 49ers linebackers coach. That's who I would hope. I'm not really sure who's in his pipeline or who's in his related coaches or anything like that. I'm not sure who he could bring, but I would like it if he brings like a 49ers positional coach, whether that be defensive line or linebackers. I feel like that would be really, really good considering how good those rooms are for the 49ers. And all in all, I think he's just a home run hire / option. I think he's as good as you can get. Obviously, next to Sean Payton. It's just a thing of having to give up that pick for Sean Payton. But now that Ben Johnson has withdrawn his name from head coaching searches, I feel like DeMeco Ryans is a top 3 candidate pretty much guaranteed. For me right now, I think I have Shane Steichen number 1 just because I personally want an offensive-minded head coach. So Shane Steichen number 1, DeMeco Ryans number 2. I feel like he will be a great coach for the Houston Texans, great leadership and all of that, everything that I mentioned in this video. And then number 3, Sean Payton. I feel like I would have Sean Payton number 3 if we didn't have to give up any draft picks for him. But he's number 3 for me, considering we may have to give up at least a second-round pick plus another future second maybe. I know reports say a first, but I'm sure you can negotiate. Sean Payton can force his way in for a second. But those are probably my top 3 for that coaching hire. So, yeah, who do y'all guys want as a Texans head coach now that we've interviewed a good amount of guys? We still have to interview Mike Kafka probably next week after their game. I'm not sure if we're going to still go on with interviewing him, if we really, really like DeMeco maybe. I mean, obviously we would have to give an in-person interview too to all of these guys. But we'll see how things go. It's been a great interview process as of now. It's been really exciting to see. But yeah, who do you guys want as head coach? I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. And it's been Clutch City Entertainment out. Peace.